Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm not the same person that I was yesterday, or before this video was recorded, or even 10 seconds ago at the very beginning of this video. Why? Because human beings are not stagnant, concrete things. We're not a definition. We're constantly in rotation and moving. It's a process. Our mind and body is constantly going. It's a process. Then eventually, it dies. We die. And so, embracing this in my life, in my adult life, has helped me grow and relieved me of a lot of suffering, unnecessary suffering just made up in my head about who I thought I was and what I thought I was capable of. And I'm not the best singer or songwriter or any of that. I'd say I'm actually on the end of not being so talented and singing out of pitch a little too much or off time. But I've made a lot of progress, and I wouldn't have done that if I continued to believe, oh, I just can't sing. Oh, I'll just never be able to write a song that anybody enjoys. And so embracing this has allowed me to grow a lot in that sense. Also, I find whenever I interact with people a lot, especially at my job, I work at a gas station. Sometimes things will happen and then people get upset. But I'll see those people again the next day or a week later or something. And then whenever either I mess up an order or something happens and we both give each other attitude because we're both not having a good day, this is something I embrace in those moments, is human beings are constantly changing and evolving. And so whenever I see that person again in the future, I don't automatically just assume, oh, this person is going to be upset. This person is this way. I embrace the fact that they're pretty much a completely different person, and it's a whole new chance to start over. And so I open up my heart to them every single time. And then if they give me attitude again, and then I give them attitude again, and then it starts to cycle over. But I'm trying to not do that, and I'm on the path of being forgiving and loving to everybody. And one thing that helps with that is seeing that everything actually, not just us, human beings. I mean, maybe the laws of the universe are concrete, but we don't even know that. We don't really understand anything fully, but that's another video. But us human beings, our minds and our bodies are constantly changing. Our bodies also, it's not just one concrete thing. It's a million or a billion different things. I mean, simply the space, and then there's like water and other chemicals and elements, but then there's other life inside of our body. There's bacteria, and then there's millions and millions of cells, maybe billions, trillions, I don't know how many, but a whole bunch. And those are constantly dying and then coming back and then dying and then coming back. And so we're really not the same person that we were yesterday or the day before or even at the beginning of this video, because all of our cells are in the process of dying and coming back. And the same thing with our mind. The mind is just another dimension which is similar. It's pretty much the body, but just in another dimension, in another way of being. And the mind is a accumulation of thoughts and beliefs and patterns, just like the body is an accumulation of the food we eat. And it is also parts of the mind are dying and then being reborn and dying and being reborn. Even the same beliefs that we've had since children, we don't believe it with the same mind. We don't see the world the same way we did. And so, knowing this and embracing this, that we are never stagnant, we are never truly stuck, is a very liberating thing. And it is something that has allowed me to grow a lot as a human being and mature a lot, and not look and judge people so much, and actually see the best and greatest possibility in all people, because all people have a lot of potential to be a incredible human being, incredibly nasty or incredibly pleasant and loving. Even people in the most horrible situations. And I've found most people these days in society are just automatically assuming, and they're putting people in boxes, and they're saying, this person's this way, this person's that way, I'm this way, I'll never do that, I'll never do this, I could never sing, I could never do something outside my comfort zone, outside my day job, I'm just like this. And it's really, it's sad, really. And painful to see. It can be painful to see people not living up to their potential, not even seeing their potential, putting themselves inside of boxes and self-made beliefs that they think are reality. They think it's real, but it's really just a belief. Because none of us are one concrete thing. And sure, we may not have complete power or control over what we become exactly, but we have a whole lot of input in it, no matter how nasty the situation. We do have a lot of input, and we can take a hold of which direction our life goes and how we deal with it, whatever's happening that is out of our control. And embracing the fact that we're not concrete, stagnant beings, we're not one definition of anything, for me, has allowed me to see other doors to open and other unlimited possibilities, it seems. It feels very freeing. I'm not sure how limited or unlimited these possibilities are or anything, but whenever I think like this, it frees me in almost any situation where there's conflict or hate, or if I'm irritated by someone, if someone's irritating me, or a situation's irritating me, or if I feel discouraged about my accomplishments and what I've done. And this thought process of realizing that we are a process, our mind and body is constantly going, and that I'm still alive, I'm still here. And of course, another part of the solution of not being troubled by my accomplishments and where I'm at in life and other people, and not letting them affect me, is just not being so attached to the results. But that's another video. And so now, since the beginning of this video, parts of my cells have died. Maybe an entire cell has died. I don't know how fast it dies. Parts of my mind and my thoughts have died. I'm a whole different person. And every single day, every single moment, every single breath is a chance to shape and shift whichever direction you want to go with the process. What little parts do you want to start accumulating? Little habits, little parts in your body. The way you breathe and sit, and what you eat, everything. What parts do you want to die? It's a very powerful thing. And I still many times fail to see this because I'm still getting irritated at people, and sometimes, I mean, I seem to catch my thought process in the moment of it happening a lot and then shift it and transform it. But I still have the thought process, you know, like someone walks in the gas station who's every single time has been grumpy or rude or ignorant, and so I start to shift how I'm going to act towards them because I'm assuming that they're going to be that way again because I put them in a box. And there have been times where I've decided, you know what, I'm not going to assume this time. I'm going to change the way I act and react to this person. I'm just going to blank slate, just open heart completely. Because, you know, some people, they walk in, and I try to make sure I'm not too enthusiastic with people that are in a dark place because it seems to make them angrier. Some people, yeah, there's different ways to react with different people or say hi to different people. So some people, instead of going, hey, how's it going? Or hey, or I'll just go, hey, how can I help you? Holding the joy inside of myself or holding the desire to express my joy. And sometimes I found that I'm just assuming that people are like that I'm just assuming that if I'm gonna express my joy, that it will make them angry just because of past experiences that I've had. And so I'm making an assumption about these people. And sometimes I've been like, you know what? Forget that assumption. I'm just gonna be like, hey, how's it going? And then I made them laugh and smile, and then their face lights up, and then it kind of just breaks the tension. And then we both realize, like, wow, the made-up belief or thought process inside our minds that we had for each other was false. And then the walls fall, and then we see the unlimited space in this universe. I don't know if they see that. I'm assuming again. And that's a wonderful experience whenever I've had a moment or moments with someone and it's been unpleasant, and then I didn't believe that it would ever change and that they would always be that way, but then I decide, you know what, or they decide, sometimes it is them too, and seems like they'll open up their heart, or they'll just talk in a more like loud, playful way, or just gentler, compassionate way, and then I'll open up my body language. And so we're constantly moving. We are beings of a process. And there's no reason to assume anything about yourself or anybody else. And that doesn't mean not to read the situation and act accordingly on what you think is best or what you feel is best in the moment. But it doesn't mean that you can't have a better experience. You can't work towards a better experience. You can't get better. It does not mean that, because you can get better at anything you set your mind to, anything you constantly put time and energy towards. Whether it's singing or interacting with people or making videos for YouTube. So leave a comment down below. What do you think? Did you forget that people are constantly evolving, some devolving. We're all doing both to a certain extent. Okay, I'm not going to assume. I'm assuming again, but we could all do either one, evolved and devolved. And sometimes we evolve and then we devolve, and then we just keep going steps forward and backwards and forward and backwards. That's another thing. Just assuming that someone is great is the same as assuming someone is bad. Like, someone's walked into the gas station, and every single time I've had a good experience with them, so at times I've assumed, oh, this person's gonna be in a good mood, and then they walk up and they're not in a good mood, and then that assumption and that expectation can bring me down. And so realizing that we are constantly moving, we're a process, and not always expecting or assuming someone is either the best being or a really awesome person or a really bad person, no matter what situation they're in, keeps the possibilities open. It keeps the doors open rather than putting people in boxes and shutting the doors. So leave a comment down below. Does any of this resonate with you, what I'm saying? Do you feel like you're one specific thing, or you can never get better? Do you feel stagnant? Do you feel stuck? Or do you understand what I'm saying? And do you disagree with what I'm saying? Maybe you don't think that people are processes and our mind and bodies are, maybe you don't believe in science or the current science of today's world. Maybe you're just a dog who took your phone, took your owner's phone, your human companion's phone, and you ran into the other room with the phone inside your mouth, and then you dropped it down and it somehow went on this video. And now you're just looking at it with your doggy eyes. I don't know. You never know. I'm not assuming. Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. For the animals! Woo!